And I'm with you on that. I think First Killer, you knew he was something special even back when he was 13, playing in 1v1 tournaments, 2v2 tournaments, getting crazy wins, playing so well. You knew he was one of those special players. Used to roll a lot with Atomic, I believe, back in the day. First Killer and Atomic winning so many twos tournaments together. First Killer, awkward ball, and J-Naps is able to slot it around him.
Look at the bumps. Look at Chicago. He takes Turinturo out from the backboard.
And Rizzo took out Crow.
I've never seen bumps like that, where you go on the backboard and take somebody out where they're in the air and not on the backboard themselves. What a play from G2.
G2, they're like the Bash brothers. And I was right. You got J-Naps taking the shot.
Bash brothers?
Yeah, he'll shoot the knuckle puck. Then you got Rizzo. You got Chicago just putting everyone else into the boards.
Well, I mean, it's a good time to pull out that strategy because both these teams sitting at 2-1, you win this and you make playoffs, James. So you got to bring out strategies like that.
And that's a strategy that I've been seeing G2 do quite a bit. Rizzo's always been an aggressive player, but I've seen Chicago really ramp up the number of demos that he's been going for. And Rogue, you even heard Rogue during the Reddles interview. Rogue is that team that Reddles also thinks that has a lot of potential. And they're a team that, in the history of Rocket League Turtle, I mean, even you were on Rogue. You know, they've had ups and downs looking for that secret formula, and they perhaps have found it, but Chicago making things difficult for them.
Yeah, this started to look like when I was on Rogue, the defense. What's happening? So we got one player flying at the ball. First Killer can't make that read. And Chicago, again, destroying on the shot.
And he's got a Christmas goal explosion. I think it's a little early for that. We're not even at Thanksgiving.
It's not even July anymore. You can't even make that joke, man.
That's just poor taste.
But it's working, okay? He's got the demos. He's gotten, 3 demos already, I think, just alone in this game 1. So super aggression out of Chicago, which is what I like seeing, because that means Rizzo has an easier job and he can focus more on the shooting.
And when G2, J-Naps again around Kronovi. We're not even 2 minutes in, already 3 goals. It's like G2 is shooting fish in a barrel at the moment.
I love that pass through from Chicago onto the midfield. It was a bit risky. If he kind of hands that off and gives away possession, could have been a good counterattack for Rogue, but instead, J-Naps, has confidence that Chicago is going to bang it across, stays in position, and continues to get an open net. So like you said, only 2 minutes in, we've got 3 goals for G2.
Rizzo with the demo as well. Chicago towards net. That'll force a backboard bounce. Turo. Hard clear. One hit around Rizzo. Chicago. Quick turn from Kronovi. Rebound as well. First Killer puts it towards net. J-Naps keeps this one out.
It's back-to-back saves for him as well. Popping off real quick. You got to keep that boost and stay in net in position. Good awareness from him. And now he gets the backboard touch. J-Naps is starting to become a highlight player just in game 1.
J-Naps, also known as the Knapsack, has made a name for himself. You know, and winning E-League back with Kronovi on G2 and Rizzo. So there is history on the field right now. And even just we were talking about it on break, that season 1 RLCS World Champion tag, so clean. Kronovi back when this all started, won in some of the most unlikely circumstances that you'd ever see. And that
just the man is still playing.
Oh, but now they're getting smoked. Kronovi getting smoked by his old team. Trying to get that ball out. Goes for the 50, can't get it. First Killer had pre-jumped, and that proved to be his demise.
Didn't really want to see that goal explosion again, though. I'm not going to lie. I was not looking forward to it, but again, Chicago puts one in. And I think G2, they're playing mad. Earlier on, I mean, they got swept by Space Station, who are looking unbeatable. They've got to be frustrated, and that's probably why they're going for all these demos.
The demos seem to be working. G2 having their way with Rogue right now. Rogue not really putting up much of a fight. Chicago has that ball pinched over to Turo. Turo will get that off the backboard, but Kronovi has to retreat. Turo to the middle. JNap's first touch goes for the 50, pinches out to the middle. Turo has no boost, going all the way back. Good handoff from first killer.
And the demo.
Going for backboard. Chicago breaks up the play, but it's a rebound opportunity. That rebound opportunity shut down by Rizzo. And now JNap's going for that clear. Well handled by G2.
Yeah, that's all Chicago needed to do in that instance. Usually, you put a lot of responsibility on that last man, but if you can stall out time by just getting a slight hit off the backboard and destroying that first shot, it gives your teammates so much time to get in front of the ball. So Chicago, while it didn't look too fancy or didn't have a follow-up hit, it's really solid execution.
And that's what G2 does best, Turtle, playing as a team. You
Yeah.
see more team passing plays out of them than almost any other team when they're playing at their prime. Chicago has Rizzo in the middle, right to him. Turo gets the 50, however. Rebound opportunity. Turo does put it in eventually, so there's no shutout. But only 10 seconds left, not much of a comeback opportunity.
It's a start, though. I mean, going into game 2, I think this was a slap in the face for sure. They didn't have a lot of offensive pressure. What I've been seeing out of Rogue too, James, is I feel like that third man gets a little bit too scared and pushes all the way back for the corner boost. A lot of times we'll see that out of 1v1 players, especially like First Killer, where they're a little bit more boost hungry than other players, especially with the mechanics you can pull off. So I think maybe be a little bit more cautious of that and stay in the midfield. But either way, it's G2 taking this first game.
Convincingly, it started poorly for Rogue, ended less poorly. Rogue getting the last goal, but still JNap's and G2 taking it right to him. Chicago and Rizzo, the amount of demos we saw from them, the bumps, the aggression. I would be frustrated if I was them, Turk.
Yeah. I mean, they're mad. They're mad. They're heated off of that 3-0 from Space Station. Rizzo didn't even have any shots in this game, which is crazy because a lot of times he's the one who's banging the midfield 50s and responding to them with shots on net. But this time, he didn't even need to get to that step because if he can get the demo and Chicago can get the demo, then it's JNap's there to shoot.
One of the things that G2 does so well is that infield pass. They find a way to keep the defense clammed up in their net, gets that space out in the midfield, and that works out so well for them so many times. And that game 1, I think that worked out for him as well. So going into game 2, we'll see what Rogue does to adjust to this G2 team that's looking to be aggressive.
Seems like historically, to counter G2, you have to read that infield pass. You talked about it being their kind of classic play. I think if you start seeing them go for it more in this game 2, you need to start positioning yourself more towards the teammates instead of the ball, because at that point you can intercept it and get in those passing lanes, forcing G2 to go for the solo plays, which they're not the best at.
Pro up to First Killer. First Killer taking a wide berth, and Rizzo just bumps him out of the scene.
Dude, what is this physical play? I love it. G2, they are bullies on the field. And Rizzo, another demo on first. He followed it up. He denied the shot earlier, and then
he followed him the whole way.
Yeah, that's great.
And then Rizzo scores the goal right over Kronovi. Rizzo is a bully.
The man can do it all right now. He gets the demo. He gets the earlier bump denying the shot, and then now he's cleaning up a midfield pass. I love it.
Stealing your lunch money to buy that 18-foot-long sub that he has in his background.
I was just about to mention that. That's the most perfect banner for Rizzo I've ever seen.
It's a sub because he's stealing your lunch money.
That's right. What is Chicago's, though? We need to know.
What is Chicago's banner? Well, he'll have to score and we'll find out. Kronovi towards the middle. Rizzo bounces it. Turo up high. First Killer has to leave it. JNap's coming in to go downfield. Kronovi challenged.
No boost for Chicago.
JNap's on 20. Doesn't have anything to follow this up. Rizzo will help. Turo upfield. Chicago to JNap's. JNap's just misses. That infield pass, so close, Turtle.
Seemed like he backed off a little bit too, going for the pass. He didn't see Turo in the corner, who was being passive. If he just pushed forward a little bit more, had some awareness of where the other team was, he could have capitalized. Oh, here he is again, though. That would have been a fancy one.
And we like fancy ones.
Indeed we do. That's what earns you the sub. You know what? If you're not going to bully somebody for the sub sandwich, if you score goals like that, you will get rewarded with it.
The fancy sub.
There it is.
Rizzo misses that.
Oh, there it is.
The net wide open. Kronovi walks that one in.
Revenge for first killer. You see this man, he's angry. He doesn't like getting demoed that much. You can see, I mean, nobody does, really. Takes out JNAPS. Kronovi's got a wide open net, and it's tied up.
And Rogue finally, like you said, Turtle, getting some revenge. They've been getting pushed around. First killer, not only getting that demo, but the goal right after it has to feel good. See if they can keep this going. First killer, good shot, just high. Follow up from Turo. Doesn't result in anything. JNAP's getting contested. First killer, second effort. Goes towards net, can't get the block. It's to Kronovi though. Chicago upfield. JNAP's turns a little late.
Oh, the fake.
Rizzo is last back. JNAP's turned a little slow on that one. Thought if he turns faster, maybe he would have had a better look.
Does feel like the ball is in G2's court though. I mean, they have been getting demoed the past minute and a half. Just kind of switch roles with the other team here. So it just is how they respond now to these demos and the aggression out of Rogue. Are they gonna keep going for that same place? I would see Rizzo trying to take out somebody as the third man. Doesn't work out. I guess it's just gonna be a demo fest, James.
Rizzo, he's hungry. Infield pass to JNAPS. JNAPS off the backboard. Thought he had it. It was a good look, a good pass. That setup from G2, classic. It couldn't connect. That opens the door for Rogue to take the lead. And now Kronovi does win that 50. It sends it back right out to Turo. Turo off the backboard. First killer shot off the backboard as well. The counterattack is there. Oh. Chicago crossbar down. And we're going back and forth, full field, but no one can make it work.
That was such a quick counterattack from G2 to get that pass all the way across. JNAPS had so much space, he could have opted for the dribble. Instead, banged it down. The idea was there. It just, we needed a better shot. If Chicago put it slightly more down, that would have bounced in. But it's still tied up. 53 seconds left, James. It feels like we haven't even been able to stay in one half for longer than 20 seconds.
Rizzo can't beat first. Turo is there. Gets demoed. First demos JNAPS off the backboard. Rizzo misses the read. Chicago will get it past Kronovi on zero boost. Turo popping it up. Second attempt. Goes for the corner pass. Rizzo on the backboard will send it long. Over to JNAPS. JNAPS upfield. Kronovi back to Rizzo. Rizzo by the defense. Infield pass. Oh. Chicago couldn't get there in time, but Rizzo played very well to get that opportunity for G2.
Oh, first killer did amazing too. He's filling in that passing lane. That's what I talked about. Where if you see G2 trying to make a play with their teammates, and there's a shot off the crossbar from Kronovi. That one was almost there. We've seen now one chance each bounce it off the crossbar as we get overtime.
Overtime, G2 want to get that 2-0 lead. Rogue looking to tie the series up. Rogue looking much better in this game than the last. Even Kronovi bouncing that one off the crossbar. But G2 has also had their fair amount of opportunities come and go.
Oh, no, not a miss. Chicago? Oh, it could have been so great.
JNAPS just opts to keep possession and the boost steal. Going for the corner himself. Turo denies it. Chicago shot saved by first killer. That one skipping off the backboard to Kronovi. Kronovi popping it up for Turo. JNAPS first to it. Now Rizzo. Rizzo to Chicago. Chicago off the backboard. JNAPS. He shoots. He scores. G2 win game 2.
Oh, and it's off another lovely pass. Rizzo, the decision-making to slam that into the ground is actually incredible. The fact that he didn't bang it off the backboard and instead bounce that one off the floor, that's a next-level pass where you're thinking 2 steps ahead. You see the defense, you read it well, you get that pass out into the midfield, and your team can take advantage. Rizzo, he was the stem for that play. What a clutch moment for all of G2.
And Chicago going for the backward pass. It's everyone working together on that, and that's just trademark G2. The team plays, everyone working like a well-oiled machine. Rogue, however, had that chance. Kronovi shot off the crossbar. that could have been it.
Yeah.
And this one, though, a much better look from Rogue, but now they are in a ditch that they dug themselves, and they're going to have to try to crawl out of. Down 2 games in a best of 5.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really
think they do it, Turtle?
There's not much of a change that you need to make, though, if you're Rogue. I feel like I'm looking right there. Even in the replay, we see the crossbar hit. They have the opportunities. It just comes down to the shooting. You keep up this this pressure, this aggression in the midfield because they've infiltrated the passing lanes. They're starting to demo back and actually stick up for themselves against the bully that is G2. That's what kept them in that game. And I think if Rogue can continue this play style, they should at least have a better chance so long as they hit their shots.
Well, we will find out if that is indeed the case. I think even for JNAP's bit of redemption, he had a few shooting looks that didn't go his way, but hitting that overtime goal, that makes up for it all.
Yeah.
First killer streaking to it. Chicago gets the double commit from Turo in first. JNAP's can't get it by Kronovi. Turo will turn, uses up a lot of boost, but he'll get some pads. First killer, dribble control, flicks it by 1v1 situation, going for the dribble, air dribble goal for first killer.
You can never leave this man in a 1v1 scenario. You give him any space, even if there's 2 players. If he's got the space, he's gonna hit it first killer. This is why he's one of the best at 1v1s, and he's showing it here in the 3v3 match.
Even that first flick, getting it around defenders left and right. First killer killed the defense that time. And he'll pass Kronovi shot, that's wide. And you have to hit those. Kronovi, that net was wide open for him. If he blasts that far post, it's going in. Just missing the mark. And now JNAP's counterattack goal. G2 are right back into it.
Kronovi feels that one in his soul. He had the opportunity, and then they get counterattacked in the midfield. And who's last back? It's Kronovi. He cuts in a little bit early, doesn't expect that midfield shot. If he had just rotated back post, maybe he would have gotten a hit. And now we got a tie game, 4 minutes left when it should be 2-0.
Tough break for Rogue and Kronovi. JNAPS continues his striking prowess, and scratch your head moment here, Turtle.
I mean, wait, hold on a second. We got to break this down. Was first killer going for a fake here? I think he was.
Rizzo was the one that pinched it. Yeah, first killer was definitely going for the fake there.
But it was 2 back-to-back fakes. Who expects that? G2, I don't even feel bad. I think that was just an outplay for first killer.
Make JNAPS play the block and let it bounce in. Why not? Take the gamble. First killer thinking ahead. JNAP's getting fooled. Turo up. Stopped by Chicago. JNAP's lobs it. Kronovi booming clear, but Rizzo will have time. Rizzo hits it hard up to JNAPS. JNAPS sticks with it. Ceiling shot. That was on target rebound.
Oh, what a pass
to Rizzo, and it's knocked out by Kronovi.
That's what you need to do to counter G2 is get in the way of those passing lanes. Look at Kronovi. Get in front of him. He read it directly to the side of him, knew where he was going to go with it, and that's how they end up getting that clear. What a job. Stellar defense from Rogue.
Can they keep this defense going? However, Turtle, we're approaching the halfway point. Rogue, a 1-goal lead.
All the bumps.
Trying to avoid the sweep. Turo off the corner. JNAP's now hard off the wall. First killer beats Chicago by a country mile. The rebound missed. First killer cleans up, and Rogue have a 2-goal lead.
Defense getting a little bit sloppy. You know, JNAP's on the backboard. He's taking his time. He thought he could get a booming clear. Went for the timed bounce, but instead ended up whiffing. It's first killer. He's the kryptonite. Anytime JNAP sees first killer, he panicked. I think he's a little bit intimidated, maybe.
Kryptonite. We saw it definitely affect JNAPS. He crumbled. Perhaps it is just the aura of first killer. JNAPS goes for the pass. First killer had it read easily. First killer now going for a 50. Gets the demo. and the corner boost and the 50 win. JNaps misses again.
And the demos too. Rogue are playing the reverse card, man. They have copied the playstyle of G2 in the physical game, and then now they're getting in the way of those passes.
Chicago did very well to save that shot from First Killer, however. This game's not over yet, but Rogue are starting to hit their stride. Multiple demos, possession,
Oh
shots,
my goodness.
mistakes from G2, everything going Rogue's way. The team passing play even shut down. First, off the ceiling, Chicago, weak shot. Kronovi will hit it up to first. First off the wall. Turo, not the greatest hit. First helping out. Infield pass, Chicago. Rizzo tried to bump Kronovi, didn't make contact.
Oh, nice little pass there from JNaps too. I like how they're still using each other. Even in these moments of panic where they've got a lot of pressure to deal with, they're still utilizing each other and looking for those passes. It speaks a lot to their ability to come back and possibly get one here with a minute left.
Rizzo, back to Chicago. Chicago shut down by Turo, or Kronovi rather. Turo now taking the shot off the pass from Kronovi. Kronovi gets the block, gets the pass. Turo cleans up, and Rogue will have this game in the bag.
And that's just unfortunate for Rizzo. He was the one in the midfield who had to predict that pass out. He was just slightly off, and it forced the third man to go up forward instead of staying in net. And now they've got so much security, James. I mean, this is surely going to go Rogue's way.
Rogue figuring a lot of things out this game.
Yeah.
They have turned the tables in terms of aggression on G2, keeping G2 on their back foot. Another rebound opportunity. That one almost put away. Kronovi narrowly misses.
Even the playstyle at a Rogue that we're seeing doesn't feel too different from the last game. I think they just built upon it a little bit with their shooting and maybe a couple of fakes. We saw First Killer get a few fakes here and there. I don't know if it was calculated, but the fact that they've stayed consistent last game and this game, I mean, I think we might see a forced game 5 if G2 can't clean up on defense.
And particularly JNaps. JNaps had a few mistakes as Rogue stays alive in the series, forcing game 4. But JNaps, Turtle, let's talk about some of those plays.
Ooh, you want to talk about the JNaps on defense?
Let's talk about those plays. What's your take?
Look here, it was JNaps' presence on defense was just a little bit non-existent, okay? There were a couple misplays back and forth, which is surprising because the defense earlier on in the games 1 and 2, I thought it was phenomenal. We saw crazy saves, especially out of JNaps, but here he kind of flopped around and got a little bit intimidated. I think First Killer is scaring him a little bit. Whenever you saw that 1v1 play from First Killer, yeah,
it was over
that's what
JNaps.
struck the fear. You're scared of him after that, man.
Yeah, JNaps missing this one here. First Killer able to get that goal, giving up a pair of those. And it's tough to come back from that. So I think if you're G2, you're just saying that game was a fluke.
Yeah.
We got to recover. If you're Rogue, though, you're saying, let's keep doing what we're doing. Get First Killer the ball. Give him space to dribble. Be physical. Go for the demos. And hit those shots. See what happens.
Oh, we got to talk about how they're reading the passes, too, from G2. We have not seen really any passes connect out of G2 that ended up in a goal. And that's because Rogue, mainly Kronovi, I've noticed doing a lot of the heavy lifting in that department, has been getting in front of the passes, positioning himself around the teammates, and at least just getting in front of the shot if a pass does come through. Like right there, Crow jumping up early. That's what I'm talking about. The fact he reads that pass, goes for it. He just needs to get a little touch and throw off G2.
See if that strategy works. JNaps taking his time in the corner, tried to pass it down. First Killer was sitting there waiting for it. That high pop, Rizzo will pop it again. Kronovi gives up possession. JNaps had to adjust. Off to the side to Rizzo. Now up to JNaps. JNaps backboard denied by Turo, who leaves it. Kronovi might have been trying to find First Killer. Didn't find him. Chicago goes for net. Saved. Rebound opportunity. Shut down by First Killer. It's a race. JNaps gets beat by Turo on the 50. But Turo out of boost. Still gets the pass out to the middle. If someone from Rogue was there, Turtle, that could have been devastating.
Oh, but look at the counterattack, though. Chicago picked up that mid-boost, and JNaps passed it to him now off the backboard. It's all up to Rizzo, who can't crash the net, which is a little bit far into the corner. the point where he had no angle. But G2, they're not really going for midfield pass, instead trying to bully the backboard this time. It does at least show some potential. They're getting a few opportunities because they can't rely on those midfield passes anymore.
Turo on 0. First killer looking for an opening. This could be it. Went for a flip reset. That one's gonna bounce right in. Turo taking his time to turn around, and that cost him.
And I'm on his perspective, he side flipped on defense a little bit. And that's what pushed him so forward. I didn't even know how he got up there. There was an instance where he was gonna jump, but instead corrected it. Oh, I don't even know what that was from Turbo. He just should have been in position.
A misflip, like you were saying, but then even the reaction time on the turn,
yeah.
You know, you got to be turning before that ball is even hit.
I mean, it could have just been a controller issue too, where he accidentally pressed the jump button, because I don't even know in what world he's jumping back there for, because the ball wasn't even close to him. So, Turo, that's painful. You want to forget that.
That mistake. See if that ends up being the mistake. JNaps, his corner denied. Bump on the final player. First killer with a huge 50 there. Kronovi was flying around off a bump. Had that 50 gone south, could have been bad. Chicago double tap chance broken up by first killer.
Tough read. He had to make it. First killer. Good job on defense. He's been so consistent with those hard backboard reads. But we're starting to see more passes out of G2. Once the demos come through, that's when they start to go for midfield passes, because they know they've wasted a lot of boost, know they've gotten a lot of time. And that...
Oh, first killer. What on earth?
I don't even know what's going on. It's this power of the sub sandwich, baby. Well, that's the power right there, James.
At least Turo's saying, hey, at least I didn't make the mistake. I just made one of them.
I have no words. That is, I want to say unfortunate, but I don't even think he needed to get a hit there, James.
That was unfortunate, Turtle. And another one.
What is going on?
Brings this by. First killer must have been out of boost here. He's on 0, getting 2 pads. Rotates. It's so wide. He had such a wide rotation out of net.
And that boost in the corner spawned right when first killer drove past it. Slightly off with the timing. It was a risky play to go for it. He had just prayed that boost was going to spawn in time. It didn't. And like you said, the hard turn, or excuse me, the wide turn, and he can't get back in time. That's 3 goals where I'm shaking my head asking what happened.
Oh, man. Rogue fans, I feel sorry for him after seeing that. 3-goal deficit, a minute and a half left. Rogue not showing much signs of life, but it's not over yet. Corner pass.
That's 50.
First killer trying to get that 50 by. JNaps going for the double, almost the triple.
I thought he was going to force that one in. He had the angle with the bottom of his car. It was close. Wasting still more time in Chicago in the midfield. What a touch, and the pre-flip play. These guys have picked it up completely, man.
Turo was being abused by Rizzo on the back line. Turo couldn't gain his footing. Chicago's able to get to that one. Oh my goodness, Rizzo, leave him alone.
But can you talk about the pre-flip pass play earlier on too? The timing for that. What is happening, James?
Destruction. Destruction by G2. And collapse by Rogue, Turtle.
Maybe if they can get one right here. It's got to be Crow. Oh, and he doesn't get the 50. That's painful, man. Nothing but pain for Rogue at this moment in time.
Here's a chance. First killer didn't have a full tank. It's out now, but the pass will work. JNaps sneaks it around. Chicago going for that backflip flick. A save from first killer. Now we'll see an opportunity for first to get a tough read off the wall. Doesn't get it, and that pretty much sums up the entire game for Rogue and the series for Rogue as well.
G2, with this win, they're going to playoffs. It took an own goal from first killer, a weird turn from Turo, and a couple other goofy plays, but it's still a quality and earned win for G2 Esports.
G2, we'll see them in the next stage, and you can't say much about G2 if you don't mention the fact that Rizzo was a huge bully. Turtle, he was a huge bully. That is a pretty important bullet point. Chicago playing well, JNAP shooting well, getting the overtime goal, but Rizzo was such a bully. Even that last play on Churro, he had bumped him probably 5 times in a row. I'm not even kidding you.
Which is better than an actual demo.
Just bump, 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 bump.
I'd rather do that than a demo. Because if you keep bumping them, you're wasting that much more time off the clock for them to get back and recover for any hit on the ball. So Turo, I think I'm tilted. After that one play alone, I don't even want to play the game anymore.
That was tough to witness. I can't imagine what it would have been like to have to play through that. G2, man, they were playing their game. They were fast. They were aggressive. They had the shots. It was working out for them, and they will make it to that next stage. So if you want to see G2 compete, you'll have to keep watching RLCSX. And if you want to see the next series that we've got for you, you'll have to stay tuned through the break.